future will be allowed 120 words every day to say need to get through all our routine interchange. Will an eye on word count?
Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 81 and we are the Woolen Homestead. We are a husband and wife indie dyer yarn team, and my name's Tiffany.
And I'm Ethan. And
we're coming to you from Midland, Michigan. Today is January 9th, 2019. This is podcast episode 81, and yeah, it's pretty nice out. I'm getting over a cold, so I might sound a little blah, but I sound better than I was. I straight up sounded like a man yesterday, so I kind of do today too, but...
No, you sounded pretty bad yesterday.
It was bad.
She was really Batman,
bad. Yes,
actually,
yes,
yesterday.
I was Batman.
You remember that time you made me say I'm the Batman on camera?
I'm Batman.
And,
yeah. Yes.
I was so sick, and we were at Walmart getting cold medications.
I forgot about that.
And you made me say I'm the Batman over and over and over again.
I was just, I'm Batman.
Yeah, I'm Batman. Over and over and over again until you got the right clip to send to everybody. Because I had laryngitis, and so everything sounded just terrible.
Such a jerk.
No, you're not. Maybe a little.
Just a little. It's all out of love.
Yeah.
So we should show what we're drinking.
I'm drinking rooibos tea. Actually, last week on the podcast, I got a ton of comments of people that feel as strongly as I do about how freaking amazing this stuff is. It's good.
Yeah, and you got some suggestions to try loose leaf.
I did. Loose leaf is thebomb.com. I have tried loose leaf before, and you are correct. I can't remember who said.
I don't remember who it was either.
I'll have to look back at the comments, but they said loose leaf is amazing. You're correct. It is. In fact, last Christmas, well, time before this last one.
Right.
Christmas before last, I got loose leaf infuser. And
and I got one this year.
Yes, you did.
It's a little doggy. Oh, I should have brought that up. It's really cute. It's a little like silicone one that you put the tea leaves in the middle of the dog, and the dog like holds on to your side of your cup. It's so cute. I want to show off my mug. Oh, first of all though, I'm drinking Tazo chai, and then I just put in some like 3 tablespoons of almond milk. Instead of, usually I do creamer, but I just started Weight Watchers, so I went with almond milk, and it's really good though. I'm still loving it. So,
and speaking of Weight Watchers, at the end I'm going to do kind of a segment on weight loss, Weight Watchers, keto, all the diet fitness stuff.
Because you guys had a lot of questions last week about that.
And I promised Julie that I would do a section at the end of the podcast, and I think we're going to probably do a segment each week on health and fitness, and I'll just kind of share like a tip.
That's a good idea.
People can kind of,
that way we can really cover it for a couple of months and kind of keep people motivated on it, because we need motivation too, so it's really nice. So this mug though, how cute is it? It says woof, and then I really don't want to spill it again, but on this side it's got a little puppy face, and my my niece Olivia, she picked this out for me for Christmas. So we just had our family Christmas party this last week, and it was so sweet. So I thought it was really sweet that she picked that out. So
yeah, I forgot we're gonna have to talk about that. Oh, you got it written in shop notes.
Yes. Yep, on life stuff.
Life stuff. Show notes.
Oh, I want to talk about my t-shirt too, because all you can see is I make puppies, but it says I make puppies pretty, and it's got little scissors. Because for those of you who don't know or who are new, I'm a dog groomer. So I saw this on Amazon, and I thought it was really cute.
Not only are you a dog groomer, but you are the salon manager.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes, I am. I just took on that job back in August.
She's the boss.
The boss, yeah. But it's going good. It's going, yeah. Totally. So
our management styles are different.
Very. I love it. So, and then you got your hubby mug from our wifey and hubby.
Yeah, you got this at Target. Yeah, you're right. Target.
Oh, I love those. So cute. I love Target.
And honestly, when you got this, I thought, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Nice. I like that, you know? Because you got yourself a wifey one, too. And I use this thing all the time. I use this mug the most. Yeah. It goes out in the workshop with me. It goes, and I think what I like about it is it's so simple. Like me. It's just simple. Plain and simple. Not a lot to it. What you see is what you get.
Jeez.
That sort of deal right there. Black and white. Yeah.
That's you in a nutshell.
It really is.
Black and white.
Simple, black and white, and plain.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
I will say something though about this tea. I know there's a steep time, like 2 to 4 minutes is what they call this, you know, for the steep time for the rooibos. But I drink, well, when I used to drink coffee, I would drink it like tar. It was straight black. I never put any creamer, any sugar. You could hold it up to the sun and use it as a welding helmet.
Yeah,
because it was so dark.
It was
and
hot.
yeah, and I love it. So I just leave the tea bag in here because I don't.
I usually do that too.
Yeah, I don't steep it and then remove the tea bag. I just leave it in there and let it get darker and darker and darker.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I usually drink it before it gets terribly dark.
Right.
But it's pretty bitter.
Like super concentrated.
It's pretty bitter. And then my shirt, my brother actually got this for me.
Yes.
a couple of years
I
ago.
forgot about this.
A couple of years ago, and it says because Merca.
That's also you in a nutshell.
It is so me in a nutshell. For those of you outside of the United States,
Merca.
there's like a, it's like a kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke throughout the United States, and generally guys that are somewhat backwoods hillbilly types like myself. And it can be used in a derogatory way as well, but it can also be used in kind of a humorous way, which is obviously the way that this t-shirt is to be taken. But it's not America, it's Merca.
Merca.
You know, kind of, so.
I like the shades. I never noticed
Oh,
this
yeah.
before.
So this is Uncle Sam. Yeah, with shades on. And
I love it.
So it's Merca.
Merca.
And it comes from an old... This comes from an old war poster, and I think it was World War I or World War II. I'd have to double check.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I feel
like we should know that.
I feel so millennial not knowing that. But it was a war propaganda poster. At least I know it was a war propaganda poster.
Yes, you know where it came from.
It was from World War I or II. I can't remember which one it was. And during the recruitment, they had this poster that says "We want you," and it was basically to encourage young men to join the service for World War I or II.
My guess would be II.
You gonna look it up for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
We want you poster. Wikipedia's gonna save us here. Uncle Sam, Wikipedia. There we go. So basically, they just took it, and I don't even know where he got this shirt, but it fits nice. You know, sometimes you get a T-shirt that just fits
World War
perfect. World War I. All right, right on. My first.
Good job. Good guess.
Cool beans. All right.
Cool.
How many of you do that? At least I did. Oh, probably most of our viewers, to be honest. But I knew it was either.
Make us feel better.
I knew it was either World War I or World War II.
Yeah.
At least I wasn't like, what was World War I?
Who's Uncle Sam?
Who's Uncle Sam? Oh my gosh. So
All right.
yeah, that's what the because Merca means.
I love it. Okay.
Told you, simple. Like
I think your did he get it for you for July 4th, maybe?
No. It was either birthday or Christmas gift.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember.
It's a nice shirt too.
I know. I'm really surprised the sleeves aren't cut off yet. That's your other.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's kind of a tight-fitting shirt. Generally, I cut the sleeves off my looser shirts
ones,
for lifting.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, so that's what we're drinking. That's what we're wearing. Knitalongs, we don't have any going on right now, but I did want to mention if you participated in the Basket of Mittens Knitalong, that was the year-long one that we had with Carrie from My Wool Mitten. Prizes will be drawn for that next podcast on January 15th or around then. Whenever we podcast next, that's when the prizes will be drawn. So keep your eye out for that. Finished objects, we don't have anything, I don't think, between the two of us.
Naughty.
Oh no,
naughty
you know
knitters.
What? I got all those hats done, but I gave them away already.
Okay.
So
you've got a picture though, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Well, I just insert it in the podcast, you know.
That's true, but I think I got it right here. Then.
You still have an iPhone 5S?
Okay, yeah, I know, right? So, my niece totally told me that the other day, which made me laugh.
Younger niece, much younger.
Yes, very, very young. So that's all the hats that I finished for Christmas. I gave them to my 3 nieces and my sister. So, yeah, those are my little, they were just bulky knit hats, just like the one I had shown last week. I showed the orange one. And the purple one I made like last April, and then the other 2 I just finished last week. So they all had pom-poms on them and our tags, our Woolen Homestead tags on them. So, all right. Yeah, that's it for finished objects. Oh, and the mittens. I showed them last week as being finished, but I gave them to my mom, so I can actually say that now. I couldn't say who they were going to last week.
Oh, yeah,
so
yep.
My mom got those.
Because she watches.
Yes.
She really liked them.
So, yeah. Oh, and I want to make a correction. They have the Yuletide rose mittens. I don't know how long I've been calling them just the Yuletide mittens, and I realized when I posted them, when Lindsay had posted hers, that it was the Yuletide rose mittens. So I want to make that clear. That is the name of the pattern, and it's by Lindsay Goodall. So, okay, works in progress. Do you want to show yours first?
Heck yeah. All right, so I've got...
You've been working on these.
The socks from hell.
Yes.
And I finally have the decreases for the gusset done.
Oh yeah, you were working on these at my mom's.
I was, and let me get them out of this cozy here. And check it out. The decreases for the gusset is done. Now I'm knitting in the round, which means that I can get these suckers done quick. And I've got my Sweet Bear charm there, made by Lindsay from Simply Serving. And they're on Hiya Sharps, 8 inches.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so I'm honestly beyond excited.
This is your second
sock. Yes, it is,
so
and
exciting.
it will be my first finished pair of socks.
Mm-hmm.
The decreases for the gusset aren't bad. It was the heel flap.
Yeah.
And turning the heel that just
kind of
saps my strength, like my will to go on is what it does.
Dramatic.
Hush. You don't get to talk to me about being dramatic. I'm
with
sorry.
my knitting. Well, with my knitting or in general.
Or in general.
Very
so
dramatic. That's very true.
It saps my will to go on. These, but now that I'm in the round, everything's going to be great because the decreases for the toe, they fly for me. This is on our blueberry crumb cake colorway with our sturdy sock base. So, yeah. We should do that game, you know, where you put your hand down on a table and just...
Oh my gosh, no way.
I think we should.
No way.
Winner doesn't have to buy dinner. How about that?
Yeah, no. Not happening.
These things are sharp, though.
They are.
I've woken up with them embedded in me. These needles are biohazard now because of the amount of times they have.
Now, aren't we going to have that colorway in the shop update this week?
Heck yeah,
we are having a shop update.
We're going to have a shop update this week.
That.
It's going to be a phenomenal shop update. It's going to be amazing.
So
tremendous. It's actually going to be a really nice shop update.
Yes, it is.
Got to dye up some colorways.
Like, different stuff going.
There's a couple of different stuff. We got some tonals coming back. I've got Northern Pine is going to be back in, so that's pretty rad. Yeah, so I'll talk more about that in the shop update segment, and I actually have the stuff dried up and dyed for the podcast this week, so you folks will be able to see it.
Okay, so I'm working on my Texture Time shawl by Stephen West. This was the Mystery Knitalong that was from this last fall, and it's living in my Fringe Field bag from Fringe Supply Company, which I love this thing. This is the Toffee color one.
These things are so well made.
I know it. They really are. They're just like a sturdy canvas, and you've got nice pockets on the inside where you can even string like your yarn through there, but I don't do that just because, I don't know, I'm just not committed.
Right.
But and there's like other pockets to put notions, and then I've got my Wild in the Woods little pin.
It goes so well with this.
I know, it's perfect.
So
I love it. That's Serena.
What is the lady's name that makes these again?
It's Karen Templer.
Karen Templer, okay.
She has, yep, she's, I believe she's the only one. I could be wrong, but I know she's got the Fringe Supply Company.
Yeah, she does such a. Does she make these, or does she have like people that make them for her?
I think there's like a company that makes them. Yeah,
okay.
I believe.
Well,
I'm not
either
entirely
way,
sure.
I mean, freaking awesome. This is like a canvas duck.
Yeah.
Almost in that leather strap.
This is my second one too. I have a gray one.
Still smells like leather. That's awesome. I love the smell of leather.
I do too. It's so good. Like when I would go visit.
I've got to get myself one of those.
Yeah, well, I've got a gray one if you ever want to use it. But you should totally get one. There's a camel one.
Is there?
Yes, there is. It's like, I think it's waxed canvas too.
Oh, waxed?
Cool. I'm pretty sure. I'm not.
So it's waterproof?
Mm-hmm.
The heck? Why are you telling me about this now? Why have none of you guys told me about this? The heck? I'm looking that up right now. You talk about your thing or whatever you're gonna do. I gotta check this out.
There are more important things to be done right now. Like looking up the The camo wax canvas bag. So, is that in there?
Oh, you got a job to do. You deal with that.
See, there it is.
You deal with that.
No,
I'm
looking at this with you.
Yeah, heck yeah, check that out, man. Oh, it's so cool. Alright, so check this out.
That's cool.
It's wax canvas. And it's camouflage. Which is pretty cool, you know? Check that out. How freaking awesome is that? Well, yeah, and it's cool because you know, as a male knitter, there isn't a ton of stuff out there for male knitters.
Right.
Like, try and find a knitting needle case from a major manufacturer that's...
I think Addie would be the only one.
Yeah, Addie or... yeah, Addie, pretty much. Yeah. And I mean, I don't fault them. I mean, like 99% of the customer base is female. I don't expect them to make stuff just for... They got to make money too, and if something isn't going to sell, I don't blame them whatsoever. But it's cool when you find it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my shawl.
I'm still on that bag, man. I mean, your shawl's cool and all, but it's not a camo fringe supply canvas waxed bag.
But how cool is this?
It is beautiful though. This is really cool.
How cool is this?
It reminds me of a manta ray.
Yeah, totally.
Do you see that? Do you guys see that?
I totally see
Moana?
It. Yep. Oh, I totally see it.
The Moana manta ray.
Oh, I love Moana. Okay, so here's where I was at. There's my progress keeper. That's from last week. So I finished the whole, this is the left side of the shawl. And so I finished the whole left side squiggles, and now I gotta do the other side over here. So this is gonna be the same exact thing over here. So that's what I'm on to next.
Disney's gonna abuse me for showing this photo, I think, because I don't have the copyright claim. But check it out. So that's the Moana manta ray.
It totally does.
Which is totally washed out. But hey, there you guys.
Oh, that's so cool.
Doesn't it?
It does look like that, yeah.
I can see that.
So these are my colors. I've got, oh my gosh, we talked about
Toffee.
Chocolate Toffee. Chocolate
Toffee.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, headphone users.
Yeah, I'll have to edit that and bring that down a little bit. So this is Chocolate Toffee. Oh my gosh, I love this one. This is Aubergine.
There we go.
I remembered. These were like one...
Aubergine, maybe. There we go.
Really good. They were like one-time colorways, and I never really did them again, so that's why I can't remember them at all. This is Fossil.
I think you're slipping.
This is, yeah, starting now. 29, it's happening. This is Fossil. This is on our MCN base. This is Lovebird, and this is one of our, this is a more common colorway, and it's one of my favorites. I love that. I think we've got this coming to the shop this Friday too, if I recall. I thought I saw that downstairs.
No, you saw something similar, but it is
not I'm excited.
It are different.
It are different. This is your song.
That looks like a heavier base.
This?
Yeah,
no.
that's crazy.
Not at all.
It's not, but I think it looks heavier.
Not at all. That's fingering.
People will agree with me.
Yes, yes they will. So,
hey, I invented a new word.
What's that?
You probably never heard it because I invented it.
You're in rare form today.
And now I can't remember the word that I invented.
Darn.
Oh man, it was a joke too. Wow, that fell flat on its face. Oh, it'll come to me. Plagiarism. That's the word I invented. Plagiarism.
That word.
That's the joke. That's the joke. I invented a new word. Plagiarism. Because you...
That's awesome. It's not funny if you have to explain it to the person.
So I periodically, it's funny for them, I think, but I was I was at my motorcycle certification course.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, it was about 5 years ago now, to get my CY permit so I could ride a motorcycle in Michigan, and I'm sure in other states too. In order to ride a motorcycle on the road, you have to have a little endorsement on your driver's license, and so you can either take a road test through a private party, or you can go to a community college like what I went to, and there's like a course that is subsidized by the state, so you pay like $5 or $25 for it, and you do this like 2-day course, and then you take the actual road test. But by that point you've been practicing with this little tiny bike that they have for so long that it's good. And the type of bikes that fit me, are huge. Like
yeah, because when we went to the car show,
when I was looking for a bike, and like I'd need a Road King or something. Like the little sports bikes, I'm just too big for them. My legs are too long, and I feel all cramped and little Sportsters and stuff. So yeah, so I didn't want to buy a big. I didn't want to buy a big, huge road bike, and so I took this little test. I took this little course because they have all the bikes that you can just, you know, for loan basically, and so I was able to use a little dual-purpose, tiny bike. That was actually where you learned to jump a motorcycle.
Yes, I did. Not on purpose.
Was that course?
Very scary. I did not.
You didn't get your endorsement.
I quit. I quit after the second day. Day.
But anyway,
that was scary.
at the course, we were about to take our road test, and there was this really nice lady in front of me.
But yeah.
And she was just freaking out because she was about to take her road test. She'd never ridden a motorcycle before this course, and so she'd done manual transmission cars, so she had a little bit of experience with feathering a clutch.
And I hadn't done that yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was just freaking out. She looks back at me and she goes, "Tell me a good clean joke." And I stopped, and like there was like a record scratch sound in my brain, and I realized I didn't remember any good clean jokes.
Like, you know, none.
So now, like, every once in a while I look up good clean jokes to like keep in the bank, because I realized I didn't have any clean. I got plenty of 18 and over not safe for work jokes. Plenty of those. Deer camp jokes. But
deer camp jokes.
No clean jokes. So now I have one. And you guys have one too.
There you go.
She probably heard it. It sounds to me like it's an older joke, so people have probably heard it.
That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna show off my Cozy Memories blanket.
Yeah.
So, this is in a bag that my aunt made forever ago. It says, "May the peace of the wilderness be with you." And it's a big canvas bag that I'm guessing she just bought the bag, and then she embroidered this little thing and kind of made it into a pocket. So I love this, but I just think it's so cute. So pretty. So that has my Cozy Memories blanket in it. Whoop, I don't know what I just ooh. My
oh
needle.
No,
that was bad.
It's your signature needle.
Yes. It's okay, guys. Whew. Man down, it's all good. So
these are size 2s.
Yes,
with the stiletto point.
Yes. And here I'm gonna try not poke you with
this. Is this the bell end?
Yes. Yes, that's the bell end. Why are you laughing at that? Is it inappropriate? It's something inappropriate, most likely. It usually is. Man, you and my coworker, Alex, she's just as bad. And she knows it. She calls herself a 13-year-old boy. Okay, Cozy Memories blanket. Here we are. So this is the one that I'm on right now, and as far
oh, where'd you get that yarn, man?
This green one?
Yeah.
This is from a swap. I was actually just going to try and figure it out. Because all the names are
Why do people always find the perfect green?
I know, right? That was from Sarah. Okay, it's not that one.
This is my favorite color, by the way. If anybody's wondering. This is my absolute favorite color right here.
Oh,
it's
I don't know if I have it.
It's not quite an emerald green. It's like a forest emerald green. This is, yeah.
Bummer. So, Sarah had, Sarah Shepherdess is her username. Her and I did a swap because oh, here we go. Madeline Tosh Mill Pond.
Mill Pond.
Yep. We did a birthday swap a long time ago because we have the same birthday. And so these were some of the minis that she sent me, so I've been working through them. And then, this one is also one that I just finished, and this is also from Sarah. And this is West Yorkshire Spinners Hollyberry. Is this one. I just finished that, and I finished I just finished this yellow one as well. This is our yarn. This is one that I dyed for my Speckle and Pop shawl last year.
Which is a lot more bright yellow than it comes across on the camera.
Yeah, it's really yellow. So, cool news. I only have one more square after I finish this green one to square this sucker off. I'm adding way more to this, but I like when I get it squared off. It's just like the best feeling ever. So, I have some markers on here, but I'm pretty sure I already talked about those colors. I think I just forgot to take the markers off. But I think, where's your Harry Potter socks? There we go, these ones. I don't think I talked about this one, but I don't remember. And honestly, you guys probably don't remember either, so I think we're good. But this is Gryffindor self-striping sock yarn from Mint Rain Hand Dyed Yarns. And I knit these for you for your birthday.
You did. I've been wearing them for the past week.
Yes, you have. You like those ones.
I wore them one day and then once at night.
Let's see. Can you see it? Oh, it's so cool. It's really, really long.
It is. It's getting there for sure.
I'm so excited.
It's long enough that you could actually throw it on like a chair or something when you're not working on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. I might do that. But
as long as you have a square done, you know.
Yeah.
You got some ends to weave in there.
I do. Every time I do like an all the way around, I gotta sneeze. Okay, I thought I had to sneeze, and then of course once I paused it, I didn't.
You could stick a tissue all the way up your nose,
no.
and that'll make you sneeze.
No, no, no. Okay, so what? You're like really like squirrel.
I know. I don't think that was decaf coffee. I
don't think it was either.
A squirrel.
Like Ella when she's a squirrel.
Oh
Okay.
Like a squirrel and like the dog chasing after us. All right, let's just get on with this.
So this is my blanket, and I'm obsessed with it right now. I wanted to give a shout out to Sharon, who she's a viewer of the podcast, and she just started a podcast, and it's called SCR1TNO, and I'll put that in the screen. But I was watching her podcast. She was talking about all of her minis, like her mini projects, and so she made a big old Cozy Memories blanket in 2018. I was like, that's awesome. I need to work on this more because I love when I do it, but I just always put it to the side because it's not like a main project. And yeah, so her podcast totally inspired me to like get this out and work on it more and give it some love because I do love working on it. So
well, and regarding her podcast, definitely go and subscribe to her.
Yes, she just started and she did Vlogmas.
Yeah, she's episode 1. It just aired when was it?
Last week or so? Maybe a couple weeks.
So you guys are getting in on the first episode, right before the last episode. So when she has 500,000 subscribers, you guys can say you were some of the first.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see someone at the beginning.
It is. It's so cool, and especially to see how they transition. And to be honest, though, like her setup is really good right now. Like her lighting's really good. She sounds good. I mean, we were abysmal. You were abysmal. I was not even part of it. Actually, the reason I joke about it and say that is because I set up the camera.
I forgot about that.
And it was just the white balance. Well, generally when people first start out, the white balance is off a little bit on the camera. They don't really. But hers is great, man. She's doing good.
Yeah, she's doing great.
It's
a good job,
really
Sharon.
Yeah, good job.
Good job.
Really well produced. Go check her out for sure.
Yeah, I was so excited when she and she's got a yellow lab like we do. We have Benny. She's got Bella. So
Bella.
Yep. So cute.
So she knows about the fact that you should never wear black.
Oh yes.
Despite the fact of what we're doing.
All the time. I wear black pants to work.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Lord have mercy.
Lord. So that's Cozy Memories blanket. That's it for my works in progress. I was really monogamous with my works in progress because I took all of my works in progress and I put them in one of those Sterilite bins downstairs. So I only bring out, I don't have this pile of works in progress all over the room. So I just have like 2 out right now and it's what I work on. So
nice.
I like it. It's working out for me too. It's like, there's less like clutter in my mind as far as what to work on. So it's fun. I like it. And with being sick, it was really nice having both of those products. Because the Latvian braids on that Stephen West shawl, those are actually really, like, they're kind of frustrating because they tangle up really easy, but it's also really relaxing to do them. So, because they're pretty easy. I'm going to talk about spinning real quick. Okay, for spinning, I finished one of my bobbins of the roll eggs that Carrie from My Wool Mitten had given me. These are not from her sheep, but she had given me these, and I just adore them. It was really fun. I hadn't had much experience with roll eggs, so it's a lot of fun. I've been spinning woolen style because of the prep lends itself to spinning with a woolen draft, and I'm still struggle bussing with it quite a bit. I have a lot of, you know, thicker and thinner parts, but I'm trying to get better at it, so I'm just, no, that's part of the learning curve. So I just filled this bobbin. I've got the other half ready to spin onto another bobbin. Originally I was going to apply this with orange, but I think I'm just going to apply it together And I'm going for a worsted weight because I really want to make the Night Shift Shawl by Andrea Mowry. I just bought the pattern because she had it on sale. So she has for those of you who don't know, on Instagram, she's having, every day in January, she's having one of her patterns on sale. So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So I got that yesterday. And
Andrea Mowry's stuff is awesome. And
it is.
like
I love her stuff.
We met her in person.
Yeah, last April.
And
That's
she's
fun.
very kind, very gracious person. Very
She is.
Nice.
She's the sweetest person ever.
So
yeah,
you never
definitely
know
support her.
when you meet somebody. You go, are they like that? Like they come across awesome on
Right.
camera,
What
but how are
like
they in
when you
real
meet
life?
them? Yeah.
Especially when they're tired and they have a bunch of people asking questions. But she was like
so sweet the whole time.
Super nice.
Love her. So yeah, I cannot wait. When I saw her come up with the Night Shift Shawl and even the cowl, I was like, that needs to be hand spun.
Well,
I need to do that.
It was so funny when we met her because you were really starstruck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just like, wow, that's, it's Andrea Mowry.
Yeah.
I had no clue because
Right.
I was back out.
This is before you were even on the podcast.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was April.
Yeah. Was it? Okay, so
Yeah,
it was
you were on
before
like the vlogs and stuff.
Yeah, and I had no idea.
He was like,
and so you showed me like her page and saw how popular she was in the knitting community. I'm just like,
whoa.
shoot, and
Yeah.
but
It was so cool. Loved it. That was so much fun meeting
it was.
her.
That was at Spun in Ann Arbor.
Yes, I love that yarn shop.
And
I wanna
that
go back
that yarn
there.
shop's freaking awesome.
It
too.
is.
Like they've got a really cool aesthetic in there.
Yeah, and a good
it's well
curated
lit.
collection. Mm-hmm.
It smells good.
It does. It smells
It's
good.
always nice to have a yarn shop that smells good.
Yes. Okay, so I want to make a quick
Key erection.
yes, about the jumbo flyer that we talked about last week. So, this is my bad. This had nothing to do with what you did. I had put the jumbo flyer on my Christmas list, and I didn't pay attention to which spinning wheels that it went on. That was totally my bad. It clearly says in the description that it fits, and even says on here.
But to be frank, though, I didn't check the description because I knew what spinning wheel you had. I ordered it, so
okay. But it says for traditional single drive, traveler single drive, and that's it. So traditional and traveler. So I think maybe if I did see it, I might have thought traditional as like it's a traditional spinning wheel, not like traditional is one of their models.
Right.
So I just wasn't. I don't know. I probably didn't read it either, but it just says basic jumbo flyer unit on the side. And I think when we were going through that last week, I saw that and I was like, oh no, uh-oh, this is bad. So right after the podcast, we tried to put this on my wheel and it didn't fit, obviously. So I contacted them and they wrote me back and they said, oh yeah, we can definitely exchange it if it hasn't been too long. And so I asked them, I said, well, what works for the Kiwi? The Kiwi 2 is what I have. And they said it's the Kiwi Super Flyer. Mm-hmm. It's a bit more expensive, which is a bummer. However, it does come with...
A bit more expensive.
It's a lot more
How
expensive.
much more expensive is it?
It's a lot. Like
well,
over $100.
You got
more
people
expensive.
that have Kiwis, so
yeah,
how expensive
it's over $100 more expensive.
Yeah.
It's $260.
So it's actually over 50 or over 100% more expensive.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
I'm actually really excited about it. I had been kind of debating on doing it or not. I was trying to decide, do I go with it? Do I not go with it? Do I just try to, because when I was trying to apply worsted weight, it just wasn't fitting on my spinning wheel. And I didn't want to break up the bobbins. I know I can, but I just didn't want to do that. But what's cool about this Super Flyer is it comes with a Lazy Kate as well. Now the Ashford Kiwi 2 also has a built-in Lazy Kate, but it comes from right underneath the bobbin. And from what I've read and seen on like videos and stuff, it's actually better to have your Lazy Kate like back, like behind you, or to the side, like to the side and behind you, versus just like for tension wise. So this will allow me to do that, which is kind of cool. Because I talked about wanting a Lazy Kate anyways. So it works out. This is me making it better for myself and justifying it. But
what's the difference between a Lazy Kate and a Lazy Susan? Oh, Lazy Susan is a
like the little
cut that out. Cut it out completely.
No, I think we need to keep that because that sounds like something I would say.
Shoot. Yeah.
That's okay. So,
I wonder who Susan and Kate were that inspired it. Like the names.
Poor things. So
maybe they were lazy.
I'm really excited. I just emailed them back yesterday to say that I will do an exchange. So I haven't ordered it even yet. I haven't heard back from them quite yet, but really excited. So
I'd see if you can send it back, get the credit, and then order it. That way you don't, you know, send out $260.
Yeah.
Only to find out that this thing didn't, for whatever reason, make it there, or didn't get processed properly.
Yeah.
And the Woolery's really good about that kind of stuff.
Yes, they are.
But, you know, USPS, not always.
So I'm really, really excited to have that. I also figured, you know, if I ever do want to get into art yarn, it hasn't really been something that's, I don't know, that's really, like, got me before. But if I do want to get into that, I can do that with that flyer. And so I don't have to worry. Well, and like you were saying, it's cheaper than buying a new spinning wheel.
Heck yeah, it is.
So we decided to go with that.
Not cheap.
Yeah. So the nice thing about it is that, like, it's not as expensive because you had already got me that for Christmas, so it kind of works itself out a little bit.
It's only $150 more. So.
Yeah. So it's a bummer, but
that's all right. You don't have many like expensive hobbies or anything. You know, I mean, it's mostly knitting for you.
Yeah.
And whereas for me, I've got hunting, fishing, shooting.
Yeah, and those hiking. Can get expensive.
Oh, so sure. Expensive. Do you know how quick I could blow $150 in a sporting goods store? That would get me, like, hardly anything, actually, so don't even worry about it, hon. And you work hard. You deserve it.
You're so sweet.
I'll allow it.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks. So, so, yeah, I'm really, really excited to have that whenever it will come here. I'm not sure when, but I can't wait.
Yeah, to clarify, because otherwise I know we'll get comments about me controlling the bank account. I don't control the bank account.
Oh no, it's totally me.
It's totally her.
That's the joke,
It is. That's why it's a joke. So.
But yeah, people don't know us like that. Well, right. So yeah, that's totally a joke. But I love you. Love you too. So. Yeah, because we get some hate. We're so mean to you. Not even. So. I'm really excited to get that. I can't wait. So, and then I can, I'm also interested in spinning bulky weight yarn. That I would be interested in. I just didn't know if I wanted to do like art yarn specifically. So this will allow me to do that. But I think that's all I've got for spinning. Why don't we go into shop update?
All right.
Sound good? So we're having a shop update on January 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's this Friday. And
we did not have one last week.
Right. No, yep. We didn't have one last week. It just didn't end up working out with going out of town and things like that. It just had planned to, but it just didn't end up working out. No. So we will have one this week. Do you want to go grab the yarn?
Which good news for you guys. It means I had a little bit of extra time to put into the dyeing, and I think stuff came out really, really cool this week.
Yeah, it did. I love it.
I'm going to grab some of the stuff that we've already got in the shop this week, and I'll show that.
Cool.
And then we'll...
Awesome.
All right, friends and neighbors. So... I'm going to show you the stuff we've got in the shop currently, and then after I get through all of this, we will go into the stuff that will be in the shop on Friday, the 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is on Merino, our Merino worsted base, and this is Son of a Nutcracker. It's like gray with some red streaks. Son of a Nutcracker.
I love that one. And
there's some black speckles in there too.
This would be fun mittens.
Heck yeah, that would be fun mittens. And it's still got plenty of time to knit some mittens before... At
least up here you do. Oh, yeah, that's for dang sure.
We also have Winter Nights. And this is on our sturdy sock base. It's like a minty blue with red throughout.
And it's almost like a magenta.
Yeah.
Fuchsia kind of.
Kind of like a tonal sort of look to it.
I like that one too.
We also have, this is one of my personal favorites.
I love this.
Groovy Unicorn.
Yes.
And this is on our sparkle sock base. And this was, well, actually it's showing up a little bit better this week.
And the sparkle, when I was editing this, the sparkle showed up great on
camera. Oh, did it? Okay, cool.
So it should show up for you guys. When we see in the, what do you call that, the screen, it doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't.
But when I watched it back when I was editing, I was like, ooh, you can really see that. So it is that sparkly. It's awesome.
These would make some awesome socks, for sure. And
I'm knitting with that base right now.
Yeah, and actually, Caitlin of Mint Rain Hand Dyed Yarns knit some socks up.
Yes, she did.
It was in our sturdy sock base, but she did
that
knit up
colorway.
some socks.
She cranked them on her.
Yeah.
On her sock machine.
That was trippy to see.
That was so cool.
That was actually, I think, the first time I'd seen yarn that I had dyed like come to life.
Yeah, I think so.
So, but this is our Lurex. This is our sparkle sock base, but it's lurex in here instead of stellina. So
yeah.
We also have Earl Grey on our new Merino DK base.
Guys, this base. I cannot wait to knit this. I am desperate to cast on a Tecumseh sweater using this base.
It's so soft. Wait. It's so soft.
Desperate.
And it's
gonna get some stuff off the
so this is just another like stone gray, and it's got some browns, greens, some pinks, purples. It's just kind of like an earth tone.
Love it. I also love Earl Grey tea.
Yep.
Fan.
And then this is Hogsmeade Holiday.
Yes.
And this is on our old Polworth DK.
And Tanya just knit a pair of socks in the sturdy sock base.
Oh, cool.
In this colorway. So if you want to see it, go check out. It's K-T-E-N-I. Is it made?
I think it's made.
Okay. I think it's made. K-T-E-N-I made on Instagram. Let me double check just to be sure.
We also have Hoarfrost. Sheep. We also have Hoarfrost on sturdy sock as well. And this is a like a sky blue base with some darker blue speckles and some pink speckles as well. And then there's white streaks throughout.
So pretty.
Okay, so that's the stuff we got in the shop right now.
Yes.
I'm gonna run and grab the stuff that is going to be in the shop on Friday. That was what was, or that was what was in the shop. So now I've got what's going to be in the shop on Friday. Oh, actually, hold on. Got my little basket of goodies here.
Oh yeah.
I'll start with this one. This is Crunchy Leaves. This is the last skein
on sturdy sock.
On sturdy sock until we start dyeing it up again this fall. So this is going to be in the shop, and this is just a bunch of fall colors: oranges, greens, browns, reds, pinks.
I love the speckles in that one.
So that'll be in the shop on Friday, but only one skein of it.
Ooh.
We're also going to have Tiny Dancer, and this one is a little bit different. We got some, we got a little bit. It's very, very similar to any other Tiny Dancer colorway, or any other Tiny Dancer batch that I've done. But this one, it's got very here and there. It's got very, very small specks of orange, and then there's some green running through it as well, in addition to all the pink and purple pops.
That's pretty.
So we're going to have those in there. And this is on sturdy sock. We are also going to have a brand new colorway.
Okay, this is the one that I thought was Lovebird.
Yep, it's very similar.
I can see how it's different though.
It's very similar to Lovebird. Do I have Lovebird in here? No, I don't. You got Lovebird.
I just got it wound up.
Okay, so we have
pretty.
A brand new one. We're not sure what we're going to call this yet, but
Should
it
be
will
a Valentine's one?
Ooh, yeah, it's going to be a Valentine's colorway. It's going to be a Valentine's colorway.
That'll be fun.
We'll call it Sweetheart. That's what we're going to call it.
Yeah,
Sweetheart.
let's do it. I like it.
So that's going to be Sweetheart.
That's pretty much how the naming process goes.
Yeah, that's exactly how the naming process goes.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do that.
So then we have Vintage Blue Jean. And this one is nice, deep, dark blue tonal on sturdy sock. Everything this week's going to be on sturdy sock.
And that's a 75-25 blend of superwash merino and nylon.
Correct. We are also going to have Blueberry Crumb Cake in the shop. And this is on our sturdy sock as well. This is a lighter blue tonal with some gold pops in there and some purple and pink.
Looks like you figured out a good version for this, so that's good because we were ready to get rid of Blueberry Crumb Cake.
You could pair these together even.
Ooh, that'd be a good fade.
Yeah. So that'll be in there.
Cool.
We are also going to have Professor Sprout. And this is interesting because my dyeing style has changed a little bit since I started dyeing. Professor Sprout was the first colorway I ever made.
Yeah.
And it was a lot lighter because I was really timid with color. When I first started out, I didn't want to like oversaturate the yarn and make it bleed. So now I'm a lot more comfortable. I mean, it's been years now, so I'm a lot more comfortable with dyeing things up. And so this is Professor Sprout, and this is like a green, almost like a seafoam green with gold and purple.
So is this the new version of Professor Sprout?
Yes. Yep.
Cool. Because I remember the old one had...
This is what it's going to look like from now on.
Yeah,
yep.
Cool.
So, because I haven't dyed this in months and months and months. And
because the old one I think had it was more of a white base.
It was.
Yeah.
Yep. And this one's much more of a green.
I feel like that's a good name for that.
I prefer this I prefer this version.
Yeah.
But I like the last one real well.
This is probably a little bit easier to replicate.
This one is, for sure.
Which is all the difference when you're a yarn dyer.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding. And then we also have Northern Pine on Sturdy Sock as well. And this one has just hints of gold in it. You can't really see it. Like you won't see like gold splotches, but it's like almost like a halo, a gold halo to it. Yeah. And it's just a nice rustic green.
Yep. So that turned out really nice.
So yeah, that's what's going to be in the shop this Friday, the 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
So come check it out on Etsy, woolenhomestead.etsy.com.
There's a link in the description box if you want to be taken directly to our site, as well as all the show notes.
And I will be posting pictures on Instagram as I take pictures for Etsy. I like to post pictures on Instagram throughout the week, and you guys can kind of see those. You can print them out, blow them up, put them on the biggest wall in your house.
Make some wall art.
Yeah. Send them to us. I'll hand sign them. Just kidding. I hire people to sign my name.
Oh yes, nowadays, yes, totally.
Yeah.
All
right.
So that's it for
shop update.
We should talk about life stuff.
We shall talk about life stuff.
Okay. I feel like this camera angle is weird though.
Why?
It's really weird. I feel like I get really like a lot.
No, look at my head. There's nothing hardly between my head and.
That's true.
We did move the camera though.
It did get moved.
All right, here I'm gonna move it down for you.
I'll just pause it real quick.
Nope. I got it.
Okay,
I got it.
Pause it once we're done.
No, we're not.
Yes, I am.
No, we're not. Yes, I am. No, we're not. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
No, don't pause. So, life stuff.
Life stuff. I was sick.
You have been sick since Saturday.
Yeah. Friday night was when I first felt it. No, Thursday night.
Yes, ma'am.
I was on the way home from our Christmas party with my family, and I was like, my ear won't pop. it felt like it felt like it had popped and it wouldn't pop back, and that was the start of it. And then Friday to Saturday on, it was started in.
Okay, I'm just gonna say
by Saturday I was really down. And Sunday and Monday were horrible.
I'm so glad that it's you first and not me this time.
We were discussing this, yes.
Like, that sounds really crappy, but I always get sick.
Oh, and I usually avoid it completely.
Well, not always completely, but you come down with it to a much smaller severity, or much like mine is much more severe.
Yes.
I get the man flu. Really bad.
The man flu.
The man flu? Okay, so you know how guys reputedly they just tend to whine a lot when they're sick and they're terrible. There's actually science supporting that we get it worse. Because estrogen, and I'm sure that there's real scientists out there that will correct me on the specifics on this, but I had read a study somewhere about how estrogen kind of protects you and boosts your immune system, and testosterone doesn't have the same effect. Gotcha. And so when women come down with the same illnesses, generally they experience much less severe symptoms.
Man flu.
Yeah, so they call it the man flu. But I am kind of a baby when I get sick.
Me too.
This time around, you have been.
I was.
But that's okay. I don't blame you. You were sick, which is why I was so worried to get it, and I'm still going to get it. Yeah. But the point is, I always get sick.
You always get it before I do.
Before you do. Always. Like, you might get it, and then it's just not quite as bad, but it's always me, and I'm going, why in the world? What's wrong with me? I mean, we know, like, I've got vitamin D deficiency and stuff, and that would account for, like, a lower immune system, but not like, it's always me. It's always me, and this time it's you.
I'm not. I whine a lot. I whine a lot when I'm sick.
Yeah, and at night too.
And because I can't sleep because I'm so uncomfortable.
I'll tell you what we did last night though.
It worked.
And it does work, honestly. Shot of whiskey, and like 50 milliliter shot of whiskey, and you warm that with mixed with some warm water.
That worked.
And then
so good.
You put in some. Just a teaspoon of honey and a little bit of cinnamon, and just shoot that down. Yeah,
because I hate whiskey, but I did it because I was desperate and they needed. Well, because I haven't drank since you haven't drank since July. When you got
I've not even had a single.
I stopped when you stopped just because I didn't see the point of because I never was a big drinker anyway. So then I was like, well, I don't really care. You know what I mean? So then it hit me hard. I'm a lightweight as it is, but when I took it, It was bad. But
I felt better.
Way better.
You did.
I felt way better. So
you seem to be a lot better today too. I mean, I'm sure that didn't really have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just coincidence or what, but like, because I was so congested, so I was very plugged up, and so I could actually breathe through one nostril last night, and that helped me sleep so much. So.
And now you're breaking a fever.
Yeah, but that was this morning.
And I can tell you're breaking a fever. You know how I can tell you're breaking a fever? Because you've got the window open, and that's why I've been freezing this entire time. I'm sitting by the window. I just looked. It's open, right at the bottom.
I didn't open it. I swear I didn't.
I'm calling. Yeah,
I probably did it in the middle of the night,
Probably did.
Because I do that.
She does things in the middle of the night and doesn't realize she's done them.
Yeah, so I probably did that.
Yeah. That's probably why I woke up freezing.
You were.
She covered me up too. Thank you. I appreciate that. But
that's funny.
As far as so you're on the mend.
Yes.
And then hopefully,
thank God,
hopefully I don't
get
sick at all.
Yeah, this is the first of my 2 days off in a row. I had to call off work Monday because I just there was no way. And then Tuesday I just kind of stuck it out. That was a rough one. Tuesday was yesterday, but then and then I had today. So totally worth it. Today and tomorrow off. I started Weight Watchers on Saturday.
Yes, you did. Big news.
Saturday? Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, right around the same time she got sick.
I know. And all I wanted to do was eat bad food to make myself feel better. Because I still had an appetite. I wasn't the kind of sick where you didn't want to eat. I wanted to eat everything. But, but yeah. But I started it. My sister's been doing it for like 5 years. She's been doing it. And she's lost a ton. Just in the last year, she's lost 43. But she's had to have lost at least 100.
And I'm gonna
lost at least 100 pounds.
I'm gonna put a pause right here,
okay,
so that I can explain something. For people that, if you have been naturally skinny your entire life, you might feel weird about looking at someone saying, "Wow, you've lost a ton of weight. You look so great." Like you're gonna offend them by saying that they lost a ton of weight, like they used to weigh a ton and now they don't. That doesn't offend them. That generally makes them feel phenomenal.
Oh, like giving them a compliment.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're like,
"Oh, someone's lost weight," tell them.
And don't be shy about how you don't feel shy about how you say it.
People so that good.
Like, you are looking so great, and you know you've lost a bunch of weight. Like, I can really tell. Like, if they've lost enough weight that you're like, "Wow, you've lost a ton of weight." They've been trying to, and they understand. You know, they generally feel pretty good about it, and so they like people to recognize their hard work. You know, because before I got into training, I used to feel really weird about that. I used to feel really weird about telling people, "Wow, you know, like, do I say, 'Wow, you lost a ton of weight'?" Because that kind of like insinuates that they used to weigh a ton, and that's kind of insulting, and maybe, you know.
Like, what do you say?
What do you say? No, trust me, they know that they were overweight. That's why they lost a bunch of weight, and so now they're pumped about it, and it's one of the best things you can do to congratulate them. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so her sister Mel has lost a ton of weight. She's lost a bunch, and she looks so much healthier. She's so much happier.
She feels better.
Feels better.
Yep.
Yeah, couldn't be more proud of her.
She's been doing Weight Watchers, and we were kind of just talking on the way home. We were just talking about, because I've been looking for different options of things to try, because we've done this a lot. Going, you know, I did my Fitness Pal, you know, going to the gym, stuff like that, and just nothing's been sticking for me. And so you were like, well, maybe Weight Watchers, what about that? You know, and so I was like, yeah, let's try it. I never really wanted to pay for something because I'm just stubborn. Yeah. But I think that actually kind of helps, because I'm like, well, shoot, I'm paying for this.
It does. I know it saved your butt on Sunday.
It did.
You know, because you were really...
It did. I really wanted some candy, and I didn't do it. What's cool about it, too, is it's like, there's no bad foods, you know, and anything. There's like that. Like, even with my Fitness Pal, like, nothing's bad for you. You just track it.
Right.
Just track it. Just write it down. Hold yourself accountable for it, you know. You can have a sweet treat. It's okay. You're not going to die. You know, it's a good thing. So.
And they've got their free points where, you know, fruit and eggs.
I love fruit. Veggies are
free.
So you can have as much as you want.
Yep.
Which helps. It helped me a ton through this week. And I'm excited. Today and tomorrow were the meeting days that I can go to. I don't think I'm going today because I'm just still a little kind of out of it. But I think tomorrow, after having a whole 2 days of rest, I'm going to go to my first meetings. But yeah, I think going forward, I'm going to try to go to the meetings on Wednesdays. I think that's going to work out really well for me. Which today's a Wednesday, but... So I'm gonna go to tomorrow's.
For those that have never been to Weight Watchers or don't know what it is, why don't you explain like how it works?
Yeah. So, well, because I'm still new to this too, so I'll explain it as best as I can. But there's different options. You can buy like their digital option only, where you just get their app. And so you like can scan in all your foods, and it tells you how many points you have, and it gives you so many points that you get for the whole day. But they also give you weekly points, which I love. So the weekly points are kind of like, you're like, oops, I went over for the day. So it like gives you it, like you can take from that bank. Or if you're going to a party, like a Christmas party, which I'm sure probably my sister had to do for last week when we had our Christmas party. Or like we've got the football Super Bowl coming up. I'm probably going to utilize it for that. So like you can save those points for those. What?
Me too.
Oh yeah, totally.
I'm not on Weight Watchers, but I'm gonna eat like a pig.
Right, yeah.
On the Super Bowl.
So,
because now they make non-alcoholic O'Douls.
Yeah.
In Amber, so that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah, so you can use
Don't
those
worry,
points.
I won't cut you off anymore.
I do it to you all the time.
Sorry.
So, stop. You're gonna do it again.
No, I'm not actually. I'm listening. So you get your points and your weekly points, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, I totally lost my train of thought. You get points if you like work out and record it. But since I've been sick, I haven't worked out at all, to be honest. But I wouldn't personally like eat back those points, just based on like from when I did my Fitness Pal. It was kind of the same thing. You got calories back.
Well, yeah, and I'll interject something here.
Yeah.
Generally, unless you're actually hooked up to, a metabolic cart in a lab, it's really tough to accurately determine what the calories that you burn through exercise are. Machines universally overestimate them by about 100% or so. And
aren't usually like the only reason you would want to eat them back is if you were like a hardcore, like a weightlifter or something who's like constantly active, like a really high fitness person would probably then want to eat their calories back.
Yeah, to a point, but they're not eating it back. They're eating it back generally to prevent weight loss, not to enhance the weight loss in any way.
Yeah.
The core thing to remember is that the machines, if they tell you you've burned 400 calories, you probably haven't. You've probably burned like 250.
Right, because I remember my my Polar watch that I have, my other one, this is one that I have, but like my actual heart rate monitor one, that one will tell me less than the ones on the, like at the gym.
Yeah, if you actually take like a strap heart rate monitor, those are a little bit more accurate than the machines.
Yeah, Polar Fitness has them.
Yeah, like a Polar Fitness heart rate monitor. You put that on and you go on a treadmill for a half an hour and then compare what the treadmill says to what your heart rate monitor actually says. And the heart rate monitor is usually quite a bit less. But even those tend to overestimate them a little bit. So I generally tell people, don't eat back, all of the stuff that you burn. If you have another snack, sometimes it's okay to go, well, I'm going to have another snack or a really light snack, and I worked out today, so I don't feel quite as bad about it. That's okay. You know what I mean? But don't sit there and go,
I'm going to have a whole pizza.
Well, or say, well, the machine says I burned 500 calories and I've got a daily allotment of 1,500 calories, so now I have 2,000 calories.
Right.
No, you don't have 2,000 calories because you probably didn't burn 500 calories.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. What I'm really excited about, though, is the meeting aspect. You get to go to a meeting... Oh gosh, I don't know if you only get to go to one a week, but they recommend one a week. I don't know if you can just go as often as you want.
I think you can go as often as you want.
For me though, in my schedule, there's only 2 days, so there's 4 meeting times that really work with my schedule that I can go to. So I'm gonna try out all the different ones, because there's different like teachers or coaches, I guess, and they're like half-hour meetings, and I guess it's been proven that having like a it's like AA for weight loss. It's like having a community with you there to help you, kind of encourages you to keep at it. So that's, I think, what I really need is just a way to keep at it better.
Well, there have been a lot of studies done on diets and Weight Watchers. There's a whole community scientific community dedicated to studying weight loss. And Weight Watchers is one of the few programs that has been shown to produce results and keep results, because it's not just getting the weight off.
Right,
it's keeping it off.
Exactly, because I have really fluctuated in my time. Like, I have gone way down to where I was, BMI-wise, I was healthy. And then gone
body mass index for those.
Yeah, and then I would go up to overweight and then to obese even. So and it's gone back and forth for years for me. I have a really hard time keeping it the same.
Right. And
it's frustrating for buying clothes. It's really frustrating.
Right. I mean, I can.
Fits right.
And it's what I like about Weight Watchers, coming from a personal training standpoint, is that it teaches people how to eat healthy. Like it doesn't teach you like these are foods you can't eat. These are foods you can eat. Like it's. When you look at a diet, and if any diet that you're looking at, any diet out there, unless you're going for something very specific, like you have celiac disease, and you have to eliminate
medical reasons,
right. You have to eliminate gluten, like.
Excuse me.
And if you don't have celiac disease, gluten's good for you. It's really good for you. It's really good. But
carbs are not bad.
No. Well, gluten's protein.
Okay, so
but it's in carbs. It's in carbs.
Shows how much I know.
It's okay. It's in carbs though. But
I know there's a lot of hate for carbs.
Yeah. Ask any vegan whether gluten's bad. They will tell you that it's fine. And seitan, which is a loaf made out of wheat gluten,
which is spelled S-E-I-T-A-N.
Yeah, exactly. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's like a meat substitute. But anyway, anytime you see a diet where it restricts or eliminates huge groups of food, you have to really question what that diet's main goal is. Atkins' diet was huge, and it's kind of similar to what the keto diet is now. And yes, you will lose a ton of weight on it, and you'll lose it super fast because you eliminate pretty much every single carbohydrate from your body, or from your diet, and therefore from your body. Well, carbohydrates break down into glucose, and all carbohydrates eventually break down into glucose. And glucose is the main energy we use throughout our body. Our cells use, pretty much all of our cells use it. Our brain relies on glucose. Well, your body can shift it can shift its energy sources if glucose isn't present for a long enough period of time, and you can run on ketones. And I'm not going to go into the whole science of it because I don't think anybody really wants to hear it. But basically, if you deprive your body of carbohydrates for long enough, it will shift its primary energy source to ketones, and you can break down fat, you can break down protein, and it can basically, when you're in a state of ketosis, you're breaking down fat and protein for energy instead of carbohydrates. And so you see a rapid weight loss on that. And generally you see rapid water loss too, because generally when you have a lot of carbohydrate retention, you have a lot of water retention in your body as well. The keto diet and the Atkins diet kind of rely on this water loss and fat and protein utilization as energy to lose weight. And it does work. You will lose a lot of weight, but you'll also, if not done correctly, and I'm talking about the oversight of a registered dietitian and a medical professional, you'll lose a lot of muscle mass. You're going to lose a lot of water, and you will lose some fat too. And the problem is, you don't want to lose muscle mass. Muscle mass is effective mass. You want muscle mass, especially in women. You want to have your muscle mass around. And so, what I like about the Weight Watchers is it doesn't restrict any type of foods at all. It just basically says, this is your daily points allotment, which doesn't directly translate to calories, but is associated with calories.
It's very similar, I'm noticing, because from doing MyFitnessPal for so long, which is a free app, and that kind of shows you your macros as well, which I liked that too. But it just makes it a little bit easier, I think, to kind of understand, because you just get, this is how many points you get. What I did like about MyFitnessPal better and having the macros, it also showed your nutrients as well, what you were eating, which I liked that, because like sometimes I'm like, oh, how have I been on my carbs? You know, I don't know. Have I eaten way too many? Have I not eaten enough? You know, I'm a little, so I just have to remember that, to take that into account. But you know, that I did like that about my Fitness Pal, because I'd know, okay, this was a very high fat day. You know, this was a high protein day, which was usually not my issue. I don't tend to not get enough protein, but so that is something I do wish was with the Weight Watchers one. But the point system is a little bit easier, I think.
Yeah, well, it eliminates having to worry about calories and macronutrients,
and to not have to track every tiny little detail.
Exactly. Nice. And so that's what's really cool about the Weight Watchers. You don't eliminate anything, and it teaches you to have a really healthy relationship with food. And I think the free points are really important because, especially for someone that has been overweight their entire life, nobody's born with eating habits, really. They're taught to them. And so if somebody's overweight their entire life, chances are their parents are overweight, their grandparents are overweight. It's kind of a passed down thing.
Right. Your eating patterns.
Exactly. And it's kind of the way, it's kind of like the cycle of poverty as well. You know, generally if you're born into poverty, more than likely that's probably where you're going to stay, because it's all you know. And so eating habits can be the same way. You are born, and you're born into a family that has poor eating habits. That's what you grow up on. And so the Weight Watchers, with all those free points, it's kind of like a psychological experiment, in the sense that you reward yourself with good food because it's free. So
it's totally working for me too.
Right.
Because what I'm noticing, I'm not as I would get very hangry when I was doing my Fitness Pal very quickly, you know what I mean? Like, after once I would eat, I was fine, you know, but I don't know, I just feel like that's working really well. Like, if I get hungry, I just have some free snacks.
Well, and at its core, exactly, and at its core, what it does is it teaches you how to substitute unhealthy things, or things that are very, very calorie dense, for healthy things. So if you're really hungry, you don't grab a bag of chips, which is 5 points or something like that. You grab a banana, which is 0 points. Or you grab 2 bananas, which is 0 points.
Strawberries. Now, I love fruit.
Like you're saying,
berries. Oh, love it.
At the end of the day, really, you've consumed the same amount of calories if you chose the 2 bananas over a little bag of chips. Like, bananas are right around 100 calories a piece for a medium banana. But it's much healthier than a little bag of chips. And so they focus less on really counting calories, and more about the
teaching you how to eat.
Which is far more important than your initial weight loss. It's far more important than anything else.
Weight loss is kind of like a byproduct. Like, it just comes after.
And that's what you want. With a really good diet, the weight loss should be the byproduct of the diet, not I guess the weight loss should be kind of secondary to everything else. Like, because you're eating better, you lose weight. Not you're eating better to lose weight. It's just because you're eating better, the weight loss just kind of comes naturally. And that's kind of what I'm seeing out of this program so far. And I'm
really excited to go to the meetings, because that's, having a community really, really helps. And I like that part of it. Like, me and my sister have been texting more too about it, which is fun. I like that a lot. And it's just fun. I'm really excited to get more recipes and stuff. So if you're on it, I know there's a social media on their app. So if you are, feel free to follow me. I don't really post anything yet, but it's Tiff Groom's Dogs is my username. But I know a couple people on Instagram said that they had it too.
So last week on the podcast, we got some really, really neat questions from a lot of people about weight loss and New Year's resolutions. And actually, it kind of inspired a new section of life stuff. And we're thinking what we're going to do is put in a section where I just kind of talk about some health tips and some weight loss tips. Those new to the podcast, I'm an NSCA CPT. That stands for National Strength and Conditioning Association Certified Personal Trainer. And I've also got an advanced certification in personal training from Delta College in Saginaw, Michigan.
And that certification is the hardest one that you can get. And he killed that exam.
Thank you.
Yeah, he did. He got really good marks on that one. So
he knows a tough one. It when I took it, it had a 70% pass rate, I think. Or maybe a little bit less than that. I'd have to look.
That's crazy.
Either way, it was actually my entire class passed. Thankfully, we had a really good group of people that we all went through the classes at the same time, and I miss them quite a bit.
Yeah, and you guys did study groups and stuff. That helped.
I did. So some general weight loss tips for anybody that is just basically to this week is going to be basically anybody that doesn't go to a gym or has never really set foot inside a gym, doesn't know where to start. They're just like, I know I need to work out, and I know I need to eat healthy because that's what you do to lose weight. Your absolute best step in the right direction is to, for one, make sure that you don't have any limitations. I think that's probably the most important thing for most people. Go to the doctor. Make sure you don't have any heart issues, any blood pressure issues, anything that would physically prevent you from going into like a high intensity workout, because you need to know those things beforehand. After you've gotten that taken care of, you should probably decide where you want to work out. We'll kind of split this into two. We'll have the working out section and the eating healthy section. So you should probably decide where you want to work out, whether you want to go to a gym or whether you want to work out at home. If you want to go to a gym, find some place that has a good welcoming atmosphere and somewhere that you feel good about. That's going to make a huge difference in the gym itself. Don't be afraid to go into the gym. People in the gym, don't feel like you are being stared at. I have a huge problem with Planet Fitness as a company because they portray gyms as like these horrible places where you've got a bunch of sweaty dudes in ripped up tank tops with huge muscles, grunting, throwing weights around, making fun of people that are overweight or people that are underweight. And that isn't the case. Most people in the really gym are very humble. And
very
frankly,
nice too. Like,
as long as you don't go up and tap somebody on the chest while they're trying to finish their bench press set to ask a question, you can honestly go up to just about anybody in almost any gym out there and ask them a question about something, and they will happily show you. Gym rats are some of the nicest people on the planet.
And it's their like hobby. They love it. So like if anybody asks us a question about knitting, I want to tell them like everything.
So a big tip for sure is don't be afraid to go into a gym. People in the gym are very nice, and they don't look at overweight people in the gym as like a carnival attraction or something that, oh yeah, there's the fat person in the sweatpants coming to work out. Like, they don't laugh at that. They admire it. They think it's dedication. Like, they think it's phenomenal.
They're excited.
And they're very excited for you. Actually, there was a guy that came into the gym that I used to work out at, and the first time I saw him, he came in and he was just very, very overweight, was just not comfortable in his own skin moving, like to that degree. And he couldn't, I watched him his first couple of times struggling to do pull-ups. His workouts were not very long. And I just saw him recently, and he had probably lost 200 pounds.
Wow.
The guy's lower body fat percentage than I am.
That's so cool.
Probably stronger than I am now too, and is in phenomenal shape. And
that's awesome.
That's where, when we see somebody that's overweight coming to the gym, that's what we hope for them. Like, it's phenomenal. They want to coach you, so don't be afraid. If you want to work at home, that's another great option because you don't have to try and drive yourself to the gym. It's not an extra place that you need to go, and it's not an extra expense.
And we had a question about that, didn't we?
We did. So Allie Treeman asked, let's see here, back up to the Allie Treeman. Gotta go to the newest comments. There you go. Allie Treeman said, I have a fitness question for Ethan. We currently have a crotchety old treadmill and a set of Bowflex Select Tech dumbbells, plus some very single dumbbells. Do you have any home gym suggestions? I'd love something I can do more low-impact cardio when it's too cold to do my usual exercise. Brisk walk outside in Michigan. It's cold. It's too cold a lot. That's absolutely true. It is.
Very true.
So I'll answer the home gym situation first. So a crotchety old treadmill is a good start.
I love that.
If you're looking for something that's a little bit more fun, I recommend Schwinn Airdyne or Assault air bikes. Those things are fun.
They're stationary bikes.
Yeah, they're a stationary bike, and they've got levers that you move, and it basically gets your arms and your legs moving, which increases your heart rate, so you don't have to go to crazy RPM on the pedals of a regular bike. They're a little expensive, but not as expensive as like some high-end gym equipment. I think you can get them for like $600-700, and if you shop around, you can find really good used ones. And actually, if you wait for a couple of months, you can find them on Craigslist really cheap while people's New Year's resolutions fail. So those are a good start if you don't like the treadmill, and they're really low impact. Actually, they're no impact because you're not impacting the ground at all or any kind of surface. If you want to, if you're not really feeling the whole sitting, stationary, moving type of deal, you can do weightlifting for cardio. Actually, a lot of people think that weightlifting and cardio are kind of mutually exclusive, and they're not. Basically, if your heart rate gets up into a certain heart rate zone, and you can type in online, say target heart rate zone calculator, and you'll have to enter some information, and you'll see target heart rate zones come up. And if you get your heart rate into those zones while you're weightlifting and keep it there, which is not hard to do weightlifting, trust me, you're doing cardio. And so that's pretty good.
So cool.
So with your Select Tech dumbbells and your other equipment that you have, you should be able, it's a pretty good basic set. I would add some resistance tubes. I love resistance tubes so much. Try and get some with handles and different colored bands that you can snap onto the resistance tubes with carabiners, because they're just so versatile. You can get them for generally under $20. I think mine are Black Mountain Fitness from Amazon. Yep. And you use them too, right?
Yeah. I like them. I've done like curls with them, bicep curls, and I can't think off the top of my head of other things that I've done with them, but I know I have. But yeah.
You can basically, you can find a bunch of free plans online. You can also create your own plans too. And I generally just kind of create plans for people when they're clients, but a lot of times people either can't afford a personal trainer or they don't want a personal trainer. Here's some good basic guidelines. You want to start out generally, for most people, this is just kind of for discussion purposes because I don't know your background.
Right.
I don't know, whether you have any health conditions limiting it. So obviously this is just for informational purposes only.
This isn't a personal training session.
Yeah, it is not a personal training session. You're not a client. But generally most people want to start at around 12 repetitions, which is like if you do a bicep curl like 1, that's 1 repetition. 2, that's 2 repetitions. 3, that's 3 repetitions. And then if we were to stop right there, that would be a set of 3 repetitions. So generally you want to start out with like 10 to 12 repetitions, and then 2 to 3 sets of each exercise, and you want to rest for, generally when people first start out, I have them rest for a minute to a minute and 30 between sets. I like to organize full body routines for people that haven't had a recent past of exercising or weightlifting. So you do a full body routine 2 to 3 times a week of weightlifting. So that would look like, you're going to work every major muscle in your body, and I alternate between upper and lower body parts. So you might start out with squats, that's a lower body part, and do 10 to 12 reps, 2 sets of squats, and then you move on to push-ups. And if you can't do a push-up, that's fine, try it on your knees. If you can't do it on your knees, try it on a couch. If you can't do it on a couch, try it against a wall. You will be able to do it on a wall, I promise.
I can do them on a wall. I have zero upper body strength.
So
0. I can't do a regular push. I can barely do modified ones. So yes.
So we go from squats to push-ups, and then so we got push-ups. That's an upper body. So we go down to another lower body. You could do lunges. You could do 20 total lunges, which is 10 on each leg. Do those for 2 sets. Then we go to another upper body one. That's where your resistance tubes would come in handy. You can do shoulder presses or something like that. And then you need another lower body exercise. So from shoulder presses, you could go to straight leg deadlifts, or you could go to glute bridges. It doesn't really matter. But keep in mind that you generally want to alternate upper and lower body, especially for someone who hasn't been exercising a lot lately. And you also want to go from big multi-joint movements to from big multi-joint movements down to single joint movements. So for a push-up, that's a multi-joint movement. So I would be pushing up, I'm pushing like this, you can see the shoulders moving and the elbows moving as well. Or a squat, you're moving at the hip, the knee, and the ankle.
I always had a hard time telling the difference between those.
So a multi-joint movement is if you got more than one joint moving, then it's a multi-joint movement. If you got one single joint moving, it's a single joint movement. So a push-up.
Bicep curl, is that a single?
Right.
Okay.
So if you've got a push-up, that's a multi-joint movement. So that would work your chest and your back and your triceps. So your chest and your back and your triceps are worked with your push-up. That's multi-joint. If you were to do, say, a tricep pull-down with a rope, that's a single joint because all I'm doing is moving this elbow.
Right.
So what you want to do is...
look at what's moving.
Right. So let's say you've got tricep dips, which are a single joint movement, and a bench press or push-ups in the same program. You would want to make sure you did your push-ups before you did your tricep dips. You always go single or multi-joint movements first and then single joint movements. And the reason for that is multi-joint movements generally recruit much more muscle groups than a single joint movement does. Single joint movements usually recruit 1 or 2 muscle groups. You don't want to fatigue those 1 or 2 muscle groups before you go and work all those big, huge muscle groups. So
that was something I never knew about, was that there's like a way to do it.
I mean, the fact is, if you just start with lifting weights, you're going to get stronger no matter what you do.
But there's like a nicer way to do it.
There is,
you know, to make it work for you, not against you.
So the guidelines are 2 to 3 days a week with a full body routine. And basically you want to hit every single major muscle group. So that'll be your chest, your shoulders, your back, your abdomen, and then your legs. And the legs are comprised of your hamstrings in the back, and then your quadriceps in the front, your quad or your calves in the back of your legs, and then your glutes, which are your butt. And you want to hit, and then your biceps and triceps. So you want to hit every single one of those movements, or every single one of those muscle groups 2 to 3 times a week. When you organize your workout, go from big muscle groups and multi-joint movements to small muscle groups. So you're going to work out your chest, your back, your shoulders, your quads and hamstrings first, and then you're going to work out your biceps, your triceps, your calves, and your abdomen. So your biceps are in the front of your arm, your triceps are in the back of your arm, your calves are on, you know where your calves are, I hope. And then you're going to work out, you may work out your trapezius muscle in your neck as well, but most people kind of don't worry about it for a full body workout. So if you want to, you can look up full body workout routines. You can work out, or you can look up exercise band routines, dumbbell full body workout routines, and you'll find a ton of stuff online. So the next thing that brings into is cardio. Cardio you should do ideally like 5 times a week for 30 minutes a day at least, but I generally start people out at like 3 days a week just to kind of break them into it.
So it's not so shocking.
Exactly. So 3 days a week, get your heart rate up into that target heart rate zone. For most people, it starts right around 120 or so beats per minute. You can take your heart rate through an app, like with a polar heart rate monitor. You could use an Apple Watch. Fitbits also work. If you don't have access to any of those things, that's fine. You don't need to do that either. You can put your fingers on your neck or on the inside of your wrist, and you can check either your carotid or radial pulse. So, and basically you either count for a full minute at the end of your exercise, which gives you your beats per minute pulse, or if you're in exercise, you don't want to wait a full minute to count your pulse because your heart rate's going to go down, and you don't want that to happen when you're trying to work out for cardio. So what you'll do is you count for 15 seconds and multiply by 4. So good modes of exercise for cardio. Low impact would be the Schwinn Airdyne bike that I mentioned. You could do the weightlifting and just make sure that your heart rate stays up, which usually means that your rest periods will be a little bit shorter. If you notice your heart rate's really falling, just kind of decrease the weight and decrease the rest periods between sets. You can find on YouTube. Actually, YouTube is a phenomenal resource for exercises. Just type in 30-minute workout routine, and you generally find some that'll get your heart rate up just as a good
just
start.
Dance.
Just dance, yeah. Anything
That's my
you like.
cardio. I love it.
It's important to really do cardio that you like. If you don't like it, you're not going to stick with it.
Yes.
So, guidelines are 2 to 3 days a week for weightlifting, full body, and 3 to 5 days per week for cardio.
And pick one that you like.
And pick one that you like.
Because you're going to stick with it.
And as far as the diet, do what works for you. Really just do what works for you. It's good to stick to 100% whole grains. And if it says whole grain on the label, that doesn't necessarily mean it's 100% whole grain. Actually flip it around, look at the ingredients on the back, make sure it says 100% whole wheat flour in there. Because a lot of times they'll have whole grain flour and then they got enriched bleach flour underneath. You know,
right.
You get robbed of so many nutrients. You know, nuts, seeds, be careful around those. They're good for you, but they also are very, very calorie dense. So you want them in your diet, but you don't want to snack on them constantly.
Right. That's good.
So I think that skims some of the weight loss stuff that we got asked in the last podcast. But
I like that we're going to be adding those weight loss tips every week, or fitness tips, I guess, every week. Was there another fitness tip you wanted to talk about?
Nothing much. I just really want to kind of give an overview of what a exercise and weight loss program should look like. And
we also need to I need to give you a shout out first of all for losing how much?
35 pounds actually.
35 pounds since July.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! So if you go back and look at our old podcast from then, you will totally see a difference. And now that he shaved his beard, you can really see it. We didn't even talk about that till now.
No, we didn't.
Surprise! He shaved his beard. And you got your hair cut. So
yeah, I did.
Good.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
And you've lost some weight, too.
Yeah. Since I started Weight Watchers, well, it's actually before I started Weight Watchers, a couple days before. Since the 1st, so it's been 8 days, I have lost 6 pounds. So, yay.
Yay!
So exciting. So, I can feel a little difference already, so that's kind of nice. I'm sure most of it's water weight, but I don't care. I'm excited about it, so. Yeah. Let's see. So if that's as far as fitness stuff, which I really like that we have you as a source of knowledge on that. It's really cool.
And if anybody has any specific questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll try and get back with you regarding. You can ask anything really regarding form. If you say something like, I have this really specific condition and I want to exercise, I may tell you that you need to see your doctor and get back to me with like recommendations and stuff, because my CPT certification allows me to train people that are apparently healthy and that have clearance if they aren't apparently healthy. So if you have a health condition of some sort that prevents you from exercising, I might not be able to help you a ton. Like if you got something really common like scoliosis, and I've been seeing say you've been seeing a physical therapist or whatever, I can probably help somebody out with that. But if it's something like I've got congestive heart failure and it's not really well controlled and I just can't do that's going to be something that I would refer to a doctor. But if it's something as simple as, hey, I just don't know where to start with weightlifting, like I can totally point you in the right direction. And I can give people some resources too. I can send you resources to sites that will help you out, and very knowledgeable people that can help you out as well.
Cool. Well,
question of the week.
I still have one more thing in life stuff. That we didn't talk about the family Christmas party.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We totally skipped over that. So we went to, it was my side of the family's Christmas party because we weren't able to get together before Christmas. So we went on January 3rd, and we actually went down the day before because there was snow coming. It was just a little bit easier that way. And it was a lot of fun. We had all 6 nieces and nephews were there. That was great. And got to see my siblings. I have an older brother and an older sister. And I got to see my mom. And it was a lot of fun. So I got a couple things that I want to show that are craft related that I got.
Oh yeah, that was really, really neat.
So my mom knit this really cute ornament, which I believe this is, and Mom, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is an Arnie and Carlos pattern, or it was inspired by them. I know she'd been watching them. So yeah, I just think that's so cute. So that's an ornament for us. And then another thing that she made me are these little mug rugs. She made me 4 of them. I already got one in use on my side table. But they're just, you can put your little cup on them, and you can put your little biscuit with you, and oh, it's just fun. So she made these. Or cookie. I've been watching a lot of
British podcasts.
British podcasts. I have. It's so funny. I keep picking up on little words. I'll say different things that are totally British. I'm like, ah, that's kind of cool. So, yep. So there's those. I love those so much. So, I believe this was like a quilt as you go method. I think she said this is what she did for that. So, yes, love those, Mom. Thank you so much. And I think, can you grab that bowl?
Yeah,
I wanted to show that. I forgot to bring that over here. My mom didn't make this, but she got this for me. And there's a really funny story behind it. So it's made out of like newspaper or magazine or something, but it's a bowl. And it's about the size of like a fruit bowl, I'd say. And when we were at the Michigan Fiber Festival
in Allegan.
Yeah, in Allegan, we both were in this booth together, and we saw this yarn that was made out of paper. It was like paper yarn. And we were back to back with each other. We both turned around, we're like, hey, look at this. It was both that yarn. So we just thought that was so cool. And then she had found this at one of the thrift stores over by her, and she had sent me a picture of it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Blah, 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 blah. So she got it for me. But I thought that was so sweet. So I was really excited when I opened this. So.
And it's pretty sturdy too.
I mean, this thing is, it's nice.
It's a good bowl, you know.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool. So neat how they did that. Looks like it's in another language when you look at it up close.
It does. I'll bet you it'd hold water even. Like you wouldn't want to do that, obviously.
But I bet it would.
It's really cool.
So yeah, thank you, Mom. But yeah, I think that's it as far as stuff that we're going to show. And I think that's it. I think we have question of the week. So yeah. What's our question of the week?
Question of the week this week is, what do you want to cast on most this year?
Like what are you just like, eager beaver to cast on? Yep. Like, oh my gosh, what are you just like chomping at the bit to cast on? Mine, it changes all the time. But right now, I really want to cast on Tecumseh by Caitlin Hunter. And I got another one too, is the No Frills sweater. But I think right now it's I'm leaning more towards the Tecumseh. So I really want to knit one of those. I'm debating. The pattern calls for arms that are like, they like separate like down here. So it like kind of restricts your motion. I've heard a lot of people say. Some people have modified it where it like cuts off, you know, like at a normal place. But if you've knit that and you did not, like you kept it as is in the pattern, I want to know how you feel about it. Like, do you feel restricted in your movement? Did you just, if you lengthen it a little bit more, would that help? Because a lot of people, they'll pick up their arms and their shirt goes up. So I'd like to know about that, because I really want to knit it as it is, because I like it the way it is. But I also don't want to be lifting up my arms and giving everyone a show too. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So that's mine. What's yours? What are you to cast on?
I want to cast on a sweater, like a hoodie, probably. I want to get it cast on pretty soon, actually, because hunting season is going to be
it'll be here before you know
another short 9 months. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting. So, yeah, let us know what you guys are just so excited to cast on. And it's fun too, is when we get all these different ideas from people. It just gives us more patterns to save in our queue. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. This is I think another doozy one, so it'll be good.
Probably.
It's fun though. I love long podcasts. I really love them. So I hope you guys like them too.
If they don't, just turn them off.
Yeah, I mean, you just stop it. So it works.
It's free.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.